Hello, this is Sami Tan of G2G8, and welcome to our series of how to keep your immune system healthy to fight off infection. We are now on our third essential, which is on hydration. Before we continue on, I would just like to give a certifying statement that is whatever it is I'm recommending, the multiple healthy habits in the videos I presented. I am really applying and have been using them for quite some time and found them effective. That is why I can recommend them. But I would still recommend that you also do your own independent research to verify what I'm saying. Today we would also talk about epigenetics. By epi, we mean upon or above the genes. Our gene is a double helix and is usually coiled into a letter X. Our genes comprises only 2% of our gene material, and the rest are what we call the epigenome. These are the covering of our genes. And this is where DNA methylation occurs. When a methyl group attaches to one of the histone tail of our epigenome, it is able to instruct our gene to open a coil so that it can be read, or to close it. When our body is being attacked by pathogens, and our cell detects the infection, it will activate the unfolded protein response, or the UPR. And the UPR will go to the chromosome and attach to a histone tail, like making an emergency phone call. And the chromosome will respond by unfolding a set of gene instructions. The active gene is read and our body immediately sends out killer cells to find the virus. What is happening currently with our coronavirus is that our current virus has learned to outsmart our epigenome signaling. When the virus enters our cells, it releases histone mimics that mislead our immune system. Instead of attaching to the histone tail, it will attach to a mimic, resulting in the instruction not being sent, and a delay in identifying the infection until the virus has maximized its replication. By the time our immune system realizes what's happening, the virus is well entrenched and the fight is on. With the virus confusing our immune system further, it will cause an overwhelming response, resulting in our immune system attacking even our healthy cells. Eventually, our immune system will get rid of the virus, but having expended so much resources, if the host is still alive, the secondary infection sets in, and our body is powerless to deal with the pneumonia. The bacterial load increases and our body goes into a shutdown or sepsis. This is usually how it goes with the critical cases. The problem with our current medical system is it has nothing on epigenetics, as all our drugs are still in the old science of identifying defective genes. But our viruses have evolved, and they have learned to go around our epigenetic signaling and have learned to outsmart our immune system. We need to fight epigenetics with epigenetics. My question is, what's in your water? Water is one of the smallest molecules, and with my water, it delivers both molecular hydrogen and lunacid, our epigenetic countermeasure. Since my water is full of molecular hydrogen, this is the reason I don't take a lot of vitamin C, as I have my antioxidant covered. My machine can produce 2 mg per liter of molecular hydrogen, and 1.6 mg per liter of molecular hydrogen has more antioxidant than 100 mg of vitamin C. And I drink my water 8 to 10 times a day. Here is a study by Sayaka Soboe and company entitled Molecular Hydrogen Modulates Gene Expression via Histone Modification and Induces Mitochondrial Unfolded Protein Response. They highlighted 4 things. H2 activates the expression of genes regulated by histone H3K27 methylation status. H2 induces the H3K27 demethylase JMJD3 and modifies H3K27 methylation status. H2 activates the MTUPR, or mitochondrial unfolded protein response, through modulation of H3K27 methylation status. H2 induces beneficial effects to the MTUPR. Here is another site that presented molecular hydrogen. There's a lot of study in this site and you can read the studies on your own. Molecular hydrogen and lunasin both can easily pass through cells as they are very small. They can bind to the histone mimic, thus taking them out. They can activate the MTUPR and can bind to the H3 histone and upregulate our immune response. Lunasin can also bind to the H4 histone and downregulates inflammatory cytokine response. Here is a list of other benefits of molecular hydrogen. It negates the toxicity of oxygen. It serves as a fuel for our mitochondria, the powerhouse of our cells in producing ATP. There are over 1,000 studies of H2 covering 120 diseases, and it is a proven anti-inflammatory and antioxidant. The studies have shown consistently how hydrogen prevents damage of multiple organs against various diseases. Studies with rats have shown that molecular hydrogen prevents damage to the lungs by various diseases. It helps the lungs drain water and prevents further deterioration and fibrosis. It even prevents oxidative damage caused by hospital ventilators. Allow me to show you the machine I am using. It is made by a Japanese company called Enagic, and this is the only machine I trust in the market when it comes to electrolysis, as I used to have other machines, but they didn't last so long. I have this machine with me for the past 7 years, and it has continuously churns out the high hydrogen in my water. One of the reasons for their durability is because of the hardness of their medical-grade titanium plates coated with platinum compared with the competition. It has the highest electrical output and can consistently produce the level of hydrogen you expect from a medical-grade machine. The machine also produces 5 types of water. It can produce beauty water, which we use for bathing. It can also produce a strong acid water at pH 2.5. That is the hypochlorous acid. That is the one that we use for disinfecting. It is much safer than the alcohol we use for hand sanitizing. It can also produce the strong Kangen water, the 11.5 pH. I use this for gargling, and I also use this for washing vegetables from pesticide. My whole family enjoys drinking this water daily, and they are drinking as much as they want. Outside of an electrolysis machine, you can buy magnesium tablet that can make very high hydrogen in Amazon. The tablet is very cheap and costs about $1 per tablet. It can make 500 ml of hydrogen water. But in case you don't have access to Amazon because of the lockdown, you can also try Lunarich by Relieve. The story of lunasin is an interesting one as it is discovered by a Filipino geneticist in California, and his name is Dr. Alfredo Galvez. He also develops the manufacturing process and a way to assay the bioactivity of the lunasin. He also studied and found the best soybean and identified organic farmers to plant and propagate the seed. He is currently the Chief Scientific Officer for Relieve International. The product is available here in the Philippines as well as Australia, New Zealand, Singapore, Malaysia, UK, Germany, Canada, Mexico, and the USA. Allow me to share my personal experiences with the hydrogen as well as lunasin. The first time I saw the magic of lunasin was a few years ago when I had my second dengue fever. I was feeling the ache all over my bone when I took 4 capsules, and in 2 hours' time I felt 90% of the pain going away. I continued to take 4 capsules every 8 hours and ride off the infection until it's finished its course. I did not feel much discomfort, and it felt like a normal flu. I eventually recovered. In the picture above, I was in Boracay last year. I had an infection which has been with me for more than 2 weeks. I was having severe dry cough, although I didn't have a fever. Maybe because of my hydrogen water and Luna Rich. When I went to Boracay, I was taking 4 capsules every 8 hours of Luna Rich because I can't bring my hydrogen water with me. But I was also taking antibiotic already at that time. My coughing was getting better and I eventually recovered after another 2 weeks with antibiotics. I felt the infection was different as it took a long time for me to recover. And even after the coughing stopped, it took another 2 weeks before I feel strong again. I am glad that God protects me from whatever is infecting me. I don't know which of my healthy habits He uses, but He is the one who directs me to form those healthy habits. In fact, I'm only understanding right now the mechanism of action of molecular hydrogen and leucine because of all this new research that are coming out particularly against infection. Well, you might ask, aside from drinking water, what else can we do with water? May I suggest you consider a hot bath, a cold bath, a foot bath, or carbonic bath. There are many publications in the internet espousing the benefits of hot and cold bath. They both have the ability to increase our body's innate immune system. A hot bath of 40 degrees water for 15 minutes will raise the number of immune cells in our body. If you are watching the infection rate and death rate around the world in COVID-19, you will notice that despite having a high infection and being in the temperate zone in the winter months, Japan and Finland both have very low death rates. Could it be because of their famous hot and cold baths? The Japanese like to take hot bath while Finland is famous for their very hot sauna and then getting immersed in ice water for a few minutes. You actually don't need a sauna. You can simulate this hot and cold bath by taking a hot shower for 20 minutes, then prepare a bucket of cold water with ice and bathe in it for 1 minute before rinsing off with your shower. This hot and cold action will actually increase your immune system. If you don't like the shock of cold water, you may want to consider taking a carbonic bath or bathing in sparkling water. Carbon dioxide is considered a waste product by many people, but unknown to many, during prehistoric times when people lived very long life, our carbon dioxide level was very high. Carbon dioxide is a vasodilator. It opens up our veins and arteries and allow more oxygen to be absorbed and released into the bloodstream. It improves circulation by increasing blood flow through the veins. It increases our body's metabolism and activates our immune system. You will feel your body getting warmer after taking the carbonic bath. After washing and bathing with soap, you can prepare the carbonic bath by dissolving 1/2 tablespoon of baking soda in 37-degree water. By the way, there are some people who says that we need to have aluminum-free baking soda. There is no such thing, as baking soda has no aluminum. They are most likely referring to baking powder, which is very different from baking soda. Prepare 110 ml of vinegar, then make a vortex on the pail where you dissolve the baking soda and apply the vinegar. You will see very small bubbles in the water, and the water will not smell of vinegar. Bathe slowly in the sparkling water. You can even apply this as a foot bath, as in the case of elderly people. Just a note of caution, if a person is already having trouble breathing, you might want to skip the carbonic bath. You know, I should look for a good bathtub so that I can do a hot bath after the quarantine. Being confined to your home is not really so bad if you can apply the different healthy habits that will make you feel and look good in the end. Again, you might not choose to do everything I recommended, but whatever good habit you choose to adopt, it will go a long way to improving your immune system against infection. My next essential will talk about spiritual aspect of life, how the unseen universe affects our health. Thank you for watching and have a good to great day.